Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know who switches these things magically. They just magically switch themselves.
Never does. All right. It's 3:00.
No.
Yeah. And I want to welcome everybody to the Plants and Equipment Committee meeting of the Indian Wells Valley Water District. Today is Monday, January 5th, and it's 3 p.m. So we're calling the meeting to order. Now, Stan, I don't know who, David normally sits here, so I don't know whether you are here going to be the chair, but you can conduct this meeting today or I can, because I'm only here for one. Yeah, okay, great. All right, are there any public or committee comments? I see we have one viewer. I'll give it a second. Nothing out there, Chris? All right. We'll go ahead and then, let's move on then to water system consolidations update, which is Renee. And oh, everybody, happy New Year's. Good 2026 ahead of us, I know. So let's start out right.
Let's hope so. You guys hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, last year we were lucky. We had a Director Ritora on our P&E committee, and so he would give the updates on the Indiacare and CSD consolidations. But I think, George, you might be better positioned to give the latest on that.
Yeah, we responded to the state with a letter, basically stating what we all know, which is that we have not come to any formal agreement with Indiacare and CSD. And we have heard nothing from the Indiacare and CSD or the state at this point in time. So we've submitted our letter explaining what we attempted to do. And now we just are in waiting mode to see what the state and or the Indiacare and CSD do.
I don't think it'll be long before we hear. I imagine because of the new year and the beginning and all, they're probably sitting back and deciding.
Very little gets done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that right. So we'll see where they go. So we're just in a waiting mode.
Okay.
All right.
We'll move on to Dune 3. The latest, there were the updates to the bid package were done. We did send them off to the State Department of Financial Assistance and the Division of Drinking Water for approval. Just waiting for that right now. Once approved, then the bid package, everything will be finalized and we can proceed with bidding for Dune 3. Legal counsel has done his final draft on the agreement between Dune 3 and the district, and he is sending that out probably today to Dune 3 to get his approval on all the language and attachments and all that for that. So that's where we're at with Dune 3.
Once the state gives their okay to go out for bids, how long is the bidding process roughly?
Well, you have to give them, it takes, I would say, a minimum of a month to 6 weeks, and then it has to come to our board for award of contract.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Rademacher?
So Rademacher Way, we're talking about phase 2. We're working with now the GA and our legal counsel to get the last easements. I heard from the GA today, they are wanting to hire some other outside legal counsel in order to get the easements, which sounds a little strange. But I did remind them that I think that we're not far from getting them from 2 out of the 3.
Right.
Meanwhile, until that's done, it's on hold anyway, until our construction crew can finish up with the
Okay.
Brady
Great.
for this winter.
Okay.
And I'll let you know right now, it's not on the agenda here, but it is going to be on the board meeting agenda. There is another consolidation that we're probably going to go forward with the GA, and that's Stark Street. So that'll be on the agenda for Monday, and I can give you all the latest and greatest.
Yeah,
I think
on that.
we got an email today from the GA actually asking us to put that on.
Be sure it's on the agenda.
So-
Yeah. I'd let him
GA 's
know.
already aware, we're aware. I know the state's contacted you, Renee, is that correct?
Yeah, I had a meeting with them, yes.
Okay.
So-
You know how many families or how many meters are
10.
going to be on
Stark?
Stark Street?
10.
Wow. That's a bigger area, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully the GA will have some of their consolidation funds to help pay
Yes.
for that, is what we're hoping.
Yeah, their funds though end this calendar year. So anything that we do needs to get done by the end of the calendar year.
So they have it through 2026 and then it's got to be used?
Yes.
Okay.
Our original contact was through the State Water Board,
Mhm.
right, on Stark Street.
Well, I don't know what you mean by contact.
I I think,
Stark Street has been, I would give all this information to you Monday. It's really not on the agenda now, but they've been getting hauled water for several years now, being paid
Wow.
for by the state. The state Water Resources Control Board wants to push to get an emergency connection to them.
yeah,
Now, they were willing to fund that from some funding they had, but then I said, you know what? They've already reached out to the GA. They've got funding through DWR. So we're going to try that route first.
Oh, okay.
and I actually heard it, I believe I heard it first when the GA was talking about what they wanted to, they were given a briefing on what they wanted to do with that consolidation funding they got, and that was one of their options, so.
Okay.
I had a feeling that one was coming. I didn't realize they've been hauling water that long.
And the state's paying for it.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
they suggested the other two, Hometown and Dune 3, and they weren't hauling water, and yet the Stark Street thing seemed
Yeah.
like it's slipped through the crack.
Yeah.
Well, they're farther away. That's why.
Yeah.
They're not
Uh,
very close.
May I ask how, on the Hometown thing, have we been fully reimbursed for?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
When
No.
do we expect?
Well, there has to be some, they have to come to an official conclusion on their end on if they're for sure abandoning
Haven't
that.
yet?
As far as I know, they have not. They were going to have another meeting last time I talked to them. And the Division of Drinking Water and the Financial Assistance Program. And once they do, we have to do an adjustment to the start date of the project so that expenses that we incurred early on will be funded, will be paid for.
So if for some reason they decide to move ahead now, then we're reported back to square one, getting this one all set up.
If they do move ahead, I don't think they're going to move ahead because Hometown is really insistent on not consolidating at this point and are going to do, it seems, whatever they have to do to keep from consolidating.
But they do realize this is sort of a one shot at the money available from the state to consolidate. And if for some reason they decide to consolidate down the road, that could be very
The
pricey.
homeowners out there are letting
Okay,
their
all right.
resident make
Not up to us.
decisions.
Yeah, Renee and I had a direct face-to-face meeting with their president that lasted well over an hour, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we let them know that you're walking away from free money, and they went, that's what we want to do.
So now they're going to be installing tanks for more storage and such for fire flow, and that they have to, like, I think 30,000 more gallons of water storage they have to add. So
I would have to think that the state now with those large mutuals keep a closer eye on than they have in the past for all the regulations and rules and testing and everything. So I'd be very leery if I was a small mutual. Yeah.
Well, it's very clear in the case of Inyokern, they sort of ignored Inyokern until it got,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
for years, they could have done,
I know.
I
but
think there's this process that they have to follow by the law, have to take certain steps. Kind of like if before we turn
Well-
somebody's water off, we have certain steps we have to take. And
But they report, I understand when you're in mutual, when you have more than 4 people, you have 5, 6, a dozen on it. There's certain reporting you have to do on a regular basis to the state.
well,
There's certain things that could you,
is under the county
yeah, because of what's going on now.
because they're smaller.
But I'm talking about like Inyokern or
Oh, yeah.
or home, yeah.
Inyokern
So if the state would see something, they could immediately say, wait a minute here, you got to do something about it. But you're right, they probably have to give them,
They give them a certain amount of time to do it, and then they have to go through the legal process of giving them, fining them and all this kind of stuff. So,
Okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
sure you will keep track of the money they owe us and
oh yeah, we've already submitted it for reimbursement.
get it back eventually.
hmm
oh, it's Stark's in our boundary already, right?
It is not. We will have to go through the LAFCO process. That's one of the things.
West.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
further to the south and the west.
Yeah, I know what LAFCO probably do. It says, why wait? Let's just do the whole thing at the same time.
It's within our
Sphere of
sphere
influence?
of influence, but not within our boundary.
But not within our boundary. Okay.
That might actually influence the design of the Inyokern consolidation.
I don't think so. It's so small. What is it? How many units is that?
10.
Yeah.
It's only 10 units, so yeah, pretty minimal, but it's, you know, I think the board has made it clear our position isn't to just come in and, you know, strong arm people into doing it. If that's what they choose to do, I think, you know,
I'm not-
we've got lots of other work and consolidations going on. So
Yeah,
No,
I'm not sure it's gonna get done, to be honest, if we have only this calendar year, because we do have to go through the LAFCO process.
Right, yeah,
And
that's.
I
on top-
still think it's one of those water systems where people will have to agree to consolidate.
Yeah,
yeah,
And there are some, from what I understand, that aren't agreeable to it, even even if they're hauling water.
wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
Where do they get their hauled water from?
I don't know, probably from us, I'm sure. So they
Okay.
pay somebody to do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's a good point. Where would they be getting their
Okay.
water?
We have a comment? Do we have any more from here to, I'll listen.
I'm good.
All right, let's see who it is.
Hello, this is Renee Westerlusk.
Yes,
I
hello,
have-
Renee.
Hi, I have a question about you mentioned a Stark Street consolidation.
Yeah, I really don't want to discuss it too much because it's not on the agenda.
Okay, but where's the money gonna come from to do, say, another consolidation with the GA money? Because from what I understand, they only got 3 million from the state to
Mhm.
do some consolidations and phase one of Rademacher and then phase two is gonna use up most of that money.
No, it
So
won't
I'm
use up most of the money. They'll still
So-
have several million left.
Renee, we appreciate your forward thinking
Mhm.
and looking at what the GA has for funding, but these are discussions that first we got to get them on the agenda,
Yeah.
talk with the board about them and discuss with the GA before we make any sort of public pronouncements about what we think could happen. So we're just letting you know that it's out there. I think if you watch our board meeting next Monday, you'll hear a lot more and you can ask more questions if that would be okay.
That's fine, yeah. The
Okay.
GA is the one that's wanting to go forward, so they assume they have enough money.
Okay. Anything else before we move on? All right,
No, sir.
on to Brady Street.
Brady Street, you'll be happy to know that construction did begin today
Okay.
on that first section between Indian Creek Road and Ward Avenue. They did do some preparatory work back in December to have everything ready to go by today.
All the parts are in?
Well, yeah. Parts, inspector on board, geotech firm on board, Kern County
Signage.
inspector on board,
Signage.
signage, everything. Yeah.
At least you didn't have any open trenches out there when all that rain hit.
Oh.
You would have had swimming pools. Yeah,
No, I mean, a lot of kudos go to the team, you know, engineering, Krieger and Stewart helped, construction crews stood things up. I mean, it's been a real team effort and to get this far this quickly with that crew is pretty impressive.
Art in our warehouse and
Yeah,
administrator getting everything ordered for us. So.
yeah.
that's right.
No,
Yeah.
it's, well, I'm pretty impressed.
All right. Any questions or comments on Brady? I guess we're just in a hold mode until you get started. And
Hopefully I'll get pictures for you for Monday.
I love pictures.
I know.
All right. Nothing from online? Okay. La Mirage area leak repair assistance update.
So we spoke to legal this morning and we're waiting for an updated letter from Amanda and Jim.
Okay,
So John submitted them a proposal and legal's working through it.
okay.
So it's Jim is the one who's reviewing this or?
Yeah,
Nope.
Jim
Yeah.
has reviewed it and Amanda was making some changes to it and was going to send it over to us.
All right. And of course, once that's all gone through all that iteration, will come to the board for final, okay? All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else on that? All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Another comment out there? Okay, I assume it's Renee. Renee, are you
Yes.
there?
Yes, Renee Westerlusk
Yes.
again. I live in Ridgecrest. The La Mirage leak repair, like who actually does the work? The water district's gonna do all the work?
So this is stuff we've talked to in the past, Renee, to where if a homeowner service lateral went under a street and they needed help, we could go out there and make a repair and assist them and they could, and then in turn, they would pay us back. Or what they could do is, it's just cheaper than getting a contractor out there right away. So essentially what we're doing is helping them through this process where they can make monthly payments to us for the assistance instead of them pulling an encroachment permit, and then wasting all that water while that encroachment permit gets approved, and then seeking a contractor bid, and then having the contractor come out and dig it up. We could be done in several hours, and then in return, just pay us back.
Just to clear some things up, so to make this more understandable, Renee, is imagine the connection from your house to your water meter. Now imagine that that water meter is on the other side of a roadway. That if you got a leak between your meter and your house, which you're responsible for, you'd have to arrange for someone to dig it up and repair it. So what we're offering to save water and to help these people out, and this is only for homeowners, this isn't for multi-complex issues or apartment issues, only for homeowners. We're offering to say, okay, we can do it quicker, we can do it more economical, but you'll still be responsible for paying us back over some time to get it done.
Yeah, and we're not, the infrastructure's not being damaged. The
Right.
roadway isn't, it becomes a safety hazard, eventually when a leak keeps going.
Yeah.
Potholes
Good point.
develop, sinkholes develop, damage to cars develop, and then that, gets expensive for everybody. So this is just so we can get in there, stop the leak, make a quick repair, and leave.
Okay, well, thank you for re-summarizing because I didn't really understand how it worked. Okay,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this? Okay, we'll move
I
on.
was just going to clarify, the only area in town that we have this is in that La Mirage.
That's right, yeah, it went on, exactly. All right, arsenic plants. Any update on arsenic? Are we shut down and?
Arsenic plants are still down, so there's no updates as of right now. We've been working on other projects, so no maintenance or anything has really been needed out there right now. So they're shut down for the winter right now.
Will they be examined between now and?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes it's winter to see
Yes.
if anything needs replacing or repaired?
Yeah, and
Okay.
they make a list throughout the year what's gonna be needed to be repaired. So eventually they're gonna get to that, but we've been working on the security
Right,
sides
yeah.
so the security of other sites right now.
So we can just keep this on here, I would, and we just pass over until the time comes when you're talking about if there's any major repairs or upgrades you need to do.
Yes,
to
sir.
the system, okay.
And because Renee is listening, just for her edification, there was a concern that there might be some freezing and some valves could have issues, but that did not occur. And so we managed to get through the sampling procedure we had to, get them shut down, and we suffered no damage due to the cold.
All right. Anything else? We can move on to future agenda items. I have one. How long is the security camera system project going to go on? Is it something we want to put on here to keep us up to date on?
It should be done within the next couple weeks.
Okay, all
I
right.
have it on, just give you guys an update next month. I have it on the future
Okay,
for next month.
just an update, yeah.
Yes.
I still want to be there when Chris climbs those towers to make sure everything's working.
Yeah. So I have that. I have that and the repairs to the solar facilities.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And by then I should have reports on our tank inspections too, which has started today.
Okay. I have a couple questions, might be agenda items in the future, I don't know. One is, there's a property on Bowman Road, and I believe it's not Mahan. It's fenced in, I thought it was ours. Looks like there's a well bed in there, and there's a container out there now, and there's a porta potty sitting there. But it's on Bowman Road, and I think that site's going
Bowman
to
and
say
Guam,
Guam, that's it.
that's ours.
That's
Okay.
ours.
Are we doing something there, or?
So that's where we take and clean our vac trailers out.
Okay,
And then the bin that you see out there is where we store our asbestos pipe until we have it hauled off.
okay,
It's all
great.
wrapped in that bin and stored properly.
That's an abandoned well out there?
No.
I
Is
don't
it-
think,
I thought there,
I think a long time ago.
It must
there
be from
was a
long, yeah.
well
There's
site
something
years
out
and years
there.
ago. But
okay,
yeah, that, we just repurposed that property to have a facility where we can go clean out our vac trailers.
We installed a light out there, didn't we? Yeah. We installed a light,
Hydrant.
but and a hydrant, but there's no well.
yeah. So, and then the other question I have is when you go down Mahan, I can see where you guys were replacing I guess you're replacing
Yes.
laterals. And are they all completed? And where I see the area you dug into,
Mhm.
is that where the connection is for our main line?
That's where the main is. Yeah, all those squares are where,
And
that's where the main is.
What's the city's intention? Are they widening that road or just repaving it?
Yes, so 1/3 of that road was the county's. So
Right,
that's forever why nothing ever got done. Well, the county has since given that to the city.
okay,
So now the process is, I think they were waiting like for one phase to be finished, phase two to be 100% complete. And then they could go in there and start the construction of that. But then they had some sewer issues as well over there. that
Right,
they
yeah,
finished
exactly.
as well.
Is the paving's gonna actually end up going over our laterals connected to the main line,
It's
right?
gonna get really close over our main right
Yeah.
there, but not cover the
Okay.
valve. So it's gonna be right on the edge
All right,
almost.
so I don't think there's any need to put that on an agenda item is all. We're just sort of waiting, we're getting our work pre-done before the city goes out there.
Yes, otherwise that's when the moratorium fees kick in. If we have a leak under that new road, that's when we get a bill from the city as a moratorium fee. So
Wow.
it's like $5,000 a cut
Wow.
in a new road. And then
Yeah.
you're responsible for paving it, of course, and everything
Didn't
else.
look like there were that many laterals out there. Counted.
111.
Oh, how far are they going? with-
I
How
think it
far
was
is their
the-
project going?
as of right now, we've stopped at Springer.
No
So
kidding.
yeah, it goes from Bowman to Springer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we've been working on that project for how many months now?
It's about 3.5, 4 months, we've been on and off that project replacing. We went after all the service laterals that were going to a residence first. And then we dropped back and start doing
The
the
spare
empty
lot.
lots.
There's a lot of empty lots out there.
Okay.
Yeah, did we finish with the empty lots or there's still some?
I think
remaining?
last I heard, we were really close, so I'll have to double check. and
So
see if we're
we're-
finished.
Yeah,
I don't,
hopefully we'll finish before the city gets started.
okay, I don't see any sense in it as an agenda item. Just
Yeah.
we'll keep informed. Okay, Stan, do you have anything you want to add to the agenda or?
No, actually, you already asked about the cameras, which was
Right.
what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask about, so
Yeah. Okay,
I'm good.
all right. I hear we have a comment, so I assume it's Renee again?
Yes, Renee Westerlusk. The other question I have is regarding the arsenic plants. When you say you have to get a list of repairs that have to be made, I assume those repairs will have to be made before you turn at least one of the plants on.
Yeah, there's a lot
in
of
the
moving
spring.
parts. There's a lot of moving parts out there. So inevitably you want to do general maintenance. So when you see something starting to fail, before it fails, you replace it or repair it. So they keep an eye on all that, and that's what they'll be doing is just general maintenance.
Preventive maintenance, I like to call it, yeah.
Yep. PM
Does that
PM.
include the media that they talk about that helps filter?
That's already
the-
all done.
So
So
that only occurs about once every 10 years, every 5 years, we do the media, and we just finished last year, is that correct?
Mhm.
So
Media's
probably
all
not for
completed.
another 5 to 10 years before we get back into the media.
So you're saying that media lasts that long?
Yes.
I think it lasted, the first set of media lasted how long?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. So yeah, that's what we got the life out of the first batch of media we put in when it was first constructed.
Okay, because I was concerned because I think 2 years ago, there was a problem of having a shortage of media and you couldn't get it. And I think we went most of the year with no really arsenic treatment.
I wouldn't say we went
Okay.
without arsenic treatment. We just didn't run the wells that have arsenic at all, and we
Right.
didn't use the arsenic plants. We still had water. I would hate to mischaracterize it. Somehow we weren't treating the water appropriately. If the arsenic plants don't run, we do not pump from wells that have high, excessive above state or federal limits of arsenic at all.
Okay, so everything should be ready by April when you turn on the
That's the plan.
arsenic treatment plant.
That's the plan. Everything should be copacetic for us to just turn them on and go.
Nope.
No, you only turn one plant on at a time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, we usually alternate them. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Renee. All right, any questions or comments before I adjourn the meeting? All right, hearing none, I'll adjourn the meeting at 3:24. Thank you.